Assalamu alaikum friends and welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to share with you some of the tips when dealing with bugs in Android or any software projects. Let's get started. So I'm going to share the process I use when dealing with bugs, and also I'm going to share some of the tips, tools and tricks that allow me to perform productively with these bugs. First, I want to emphasize on the type of the bug, right? So there are bugs that can cause exception or runtime exception, especially if you are doing it in the development stage. Okay, so this is good, right? And this is the beauty having such crashlytic service such as Firebase Crashlytic or any other type of crashlytic service can allow you that you will see the exception that happen to your users. This is the good thing. Also, part of this thing is logging, right? Having logs in place will allow you to see kinda what went wrong, so you can try to get insight from that. Okay, so this is such type of the bug. This is pretty easy. When you have exception, you just go to the line, see what was the problem there and try to fix it. You can get outbound exception, you can get illegal argument exception. Like this type of bugs are easy to fix. The problem here is that we are trying to find what causes the bug. Okay, this is much harder, especially if the bug doesn't seem like a bug. Okay, but from the behavior you understand that this is a bug. Take for example, like you are inserting things into the database and then you suddenly see two rows of the same thing, right? This doesn't show an exception, but you know this shouldn't be the thing. It should insert the row once. So this is kind of the bug I'm addressing in this video. So how do you troubleshoot first? Like how do you understand that there is a bug? Okay, so you will get the bug from the QA team, for example, telling you like the camera isn't working as expected. Like we use the scientific method for such cases. From the description of the bug, you will kinda get an hypothesis. Okay, so you think that, okay, that bug is because of that. This is a hypothesis. Now you need to design some kind of experiment, okay, in which you can set something and set the expected result to confirm that this is the thing that is happening. Okay, so you can see that, okay, this is because of migration. Let's say if I change this to 7 and I expect now it should work correctly. If it works correctly, then this is pretty fine. But sometimes your hypothesis isn't correct, so you need to perform other hypotheses. So you need to kind of reiterate over that. This is one way to deal with bugs. The other is bisection, or the process of elimination. Okay, so the problem is that there is a bug. Okay, but what is causing the bug? Is this file? It is this file? What's causing that? The simplest way to do it is to try to remove code. That's it. You'll go here, you try to remove that. Okay, you need to make sure that the removal part doesn't remove the feature itself or remove the actual thing, because the thing we want to see here is that what is the portion of the code that is causing that. Okay, so I try to delete because I suspected that it is here. All right, it is in the process of into string migration, the process here, but I don't know what is causing that. What I can do, like this is a stupid thing, but it worked, like it really works. I can delete all of that, like half of the code, and see if there is a bug. If you don't have the bug, it means that something here in this line is causing that thing. You can completely do the same thing, delete half of it. If you see the bug, it means it is here. If you don't see it, it means it was here. So right there, you can understand which particular line of code is causing the problem. Then you can kind of be logical with it and understand, well, okay, we are clearing that thing. It means we are doing B, it means C. So you can kind of understand the bug and then fix it. Because here is the problem. We need to understand what is happening at the code. That's the issue. That's the first thing. So this is a process called bisection. Simply, you bisect your code. Simply, you can start from all your code, delete half of it. Once you delete half of it, check if there is the bug there or not. Then if it is there, if it's still there, it means the part you deleted is fine. You need to work on the other part. On the other part, for sure it is there. Try also to delete half of it until you localize that statement or that portion of the code that is causing the thing. Then you can investigate further to why such a line is causing the error. From there, you can fix it. Okay, so this is called bisection, and actually this process is also implemented by Git. Okay, so here's the thing. You know that the application was working perfectly until recently it started doing that behavior, but you are sure that previously this behavior wasn't there. So it was introduced by certain commit in the Git history, of course. Now, how do you find which commit causes that thing? Here we have something called git bisect. You go to your terminal and you simply start with git bisect like that. Okay, and you start with start And okay, here you need, because here's the thing, you need to define which commit caused that thing. Well, you can do the following first. I can use lazy git in order to show you the commit. That's the first thing. Sorry, 1 second. So here you see the commits. Here are all the commits, and one of those commit caused the problem. But here's the thing, you understand that at this point, at this commit, everything was working fine, but you don't know which one of those causes the problem. What you can do something manually. You can check every commit, check it here, sync, and run the app to make sure that it was working well until you understand which one. This is good, but you can do much better with get bisect. With get bisect, you give it where it was good, because right now it is bad, and you give it where it was good, like this SHA here. Can give it that, and what we'll do is that it will do some kind of binary search. Like this is the thing, we were doing binary search, try to search binary for the code that caused the problem. It will switch to this one, for example, the half. It will let you execute, I don't know the way you are going to see whether the bug is there or not, maybe via some unit test, maybe you run the app manually, something, and then you tell it bad or good. Okay, based on that, if it is good, like let's say that here it was good, it means the bug is on the top half. If it is bad, it means it is here. So we don't have to check all of those. Like this is the beauty of binary search. Okay, it's called get bisect here. So same thing will happen. It will go here to the half, check if it is everything here, and you will switch between good, bad, until you find the commit that caused the thing. It will tell you it was this commit. And here you come down to this thing and you see which line of code was added at this stage. You can go to this commit and see which line of code. Okay, you introduce several PNG images. And only PNG images. I don't know if PNG images want to do something like that. It's just here some screenshot testing happening. But with this thing, you can understand productively and efficiently which commit caused the problem. This is a fantastic tool, which is called simply get bisect. Bisect like that, and you tell it start, and then this is the commit. This thing, you tell it start, and you need to give it, which is the good, bad. Like you can give it also an interval to search for, and then you can do skip, next, you tell it term of good and bad, and something like that. Okay, that's the power of get bisect, which is also a great tool. But like this is the thing, you are trying to gather some tools you can use on specific occasions. That's the thing. Okay, now in other scenarios you want to debug. Okay, now here you want to run the debugger, or you want to understand, okay, you are sure the problem is here, but you don't know how to fix it, so you can try several stuff. You have certain assumptions. One of the ways we always do it, which is to print stuff. Like you have an assumption that it should do that thing, the new resource ID here at this stuff should be null, so you simply print it like that, or with new resource ID, and you just see it there. Okay. A lot of people say that this is a bad approach. You should use the debugger, which is more efficient and more sophisticated. But a lot of people, including me, love working with the print statement or with the logd. For this thing, I want to give you one actual tip, actually, because sometimes the bug is in multi places, right? And you want to debug here and there. The beauty with the logcat we have is that we can give it some kind of tags. Okay, you can give it a tag here, so it can only display the logs that are related to that tag. One thing I always do whenever I am debugging is simply to append the tag with the debug. Okay, so I can do it debug, I can do it bug something. For example, if I'm working on specific thing, bug number 199. Okay, but I always do that. So I do it here in this file. I do it here also. I can do it here in the activity. Like this is I'm talking about this one, the tag. So with this one, I can go here and just output this thing, and it will show me everything related to the print statement I use. So I don't have to search a lot. Like this is pretty awesome. And a lot of projects we use Timber with D like that. So you have to append the tag like following. Actually, you can make it much faster by creating live templates. Okay, so usually I have live templates for such purpose. So what I do always is I put Tim, boom, everything will be here. It will give me directly Timber tag. Usually it is imported, of course. It will give me the tag immediately. I can directly give the message I want to log. Okay, so this is awesome. It doesn't bring much thing. It's simply go to everywhere, Tim, and you can start everything. You don't have to write anything. You can actually have live template. You can simply select the statement you want and print on save live template like that, and then you give it a name, and that's it. Okay, and this is regarding printing statement. The other approach, which is to actually put breakpoint. Here, I want to give you one advice, which is to understand really well how the debugger in IntelliJ and of course in Android Studio works, because it has many features that a lot of people don't use. Okay, so a lot of people just put it here and then start debugging. Okay, they know how to step in, step out, like those things, but actually this stuff has many features. One of which is conditional debugging. Okay, so you want to trigger that, you want to trigger this line, like you want to break the point, like now it is suspending, right? If you click on suspend, it will turn to yellow. It means it doesn't suspend the call. Okay, so here you can do many things. You can log something at that point. At that point, you want to log something. You can write Kotlin code here. Actually, because you are in Kotlin, of course, you can use the variables that are here. For example, you can print, I don't know, print learn something, and they are not part of the code. And that's it. You can print here and voila, that's fine. Here, I think IntelliJ provides a lot of tutorials on how to use debugger because, as I said, it has many things. You can do something very awesome. You can do the following. You want, let's say, this is just an example. You want to break here, but you don't want to break it just like that because there is many paths. You want to break, you want to suspend the call if something else happened, okay? This is a cool thing. This is called conditional. So you can click on it like that. You can click on this more. And here, for this one, you can do the following, as you can see. Disable until hitting the following breakpoint. And you can tell it like I'm talking about this one. So once this one is executed, it means we pass through this thing, we can execute and stop this one. And you can see it here, it's kind of conditional stuff. Okay, and you can add a lot of conditions here, like you want to suspend based on certain condition, like I don't know, certain variable has certain stuff. Let's pretend like this syncing. I want to stop only if it's syncing is true. Not like that, but true. Okay, this is bad from a side because it's just need to be syncing because this is stupid, but that thing, you can write any code here to actually execute this once it has specific condition. Like the point I'm trying to share here is that know your debugger. With the debugger, you can perform many things. Okay, that's the beauty. And yeah, that's it. And also, I noticed many people, they try to put a breakpoint before trying to trigger this one. Okay, before they try to trigger this debug. Okay, you can do it normally, the debug, and then you can pause the execution of the program. There is an execution of program. Let me show it to you. You can do the following. Let's take this application as example, the previous wrong case, and then you try to execute the application. You can execute it with the debug without any breakpoint. That's the thing. And then you can stop the program or stop the application at any point. Then you can start appending some stuff. Like this is the thing. Let me just show you this one because we usually use this a lot, especially with some compose stuff, because some compose, you want to debug why something is recomposing a lot. For that case, you use the debugger. And this is an example of something that isn't causing a bug. It is a bug because it's composing a lot, because it's weird. So how do you detect it? Here, I suggest you to watch the video about debug composable. I shared some tips and tactics there on how to debug such composable. Okay, but the point here is that you need to detect that there is recomposition happening a lot. Okay, so this is kind of a behavior bug. All right, so you can see we are executing the algorithm. Okay, the algorithm is getting executed without stopping at any point. Then let's say that at that moment, let's say that after you go through some screen, you want to stop it. You simply hit the stop and it will be stopped. You can see that it stopped at some wrong statement. And then I can go here, for example, let's pretend I know that in some view model before acting on something, I can give it a breakpoint here like that. Beauty also, I can do run at cursor. This is such an imaginary feature. You can run specific code from this place. And also, with the beauty like that, okay, after I did that, I can resume it. I don't think it will recompose or something. For that reason, it won't get re-executed. But yeah, let me just put it here and try to re-execute it. But this is the point. You can pause it and resume it. And once it resumes, it can resume at your specific breakpoint if there is an execution at this breakpoint. Okay, let me just stop it and re-execute it because I want to see some breakpoints. I want to show you some things related to breakpoints. When it goes to breakpoints here, you're going to see this menu. Okay, there is step in, step out. That's fine. Here, if you go here, there is other stuff like a lot of people don't use. There is throw exception. Like you want sometimes at this point of line, throw specific exception. You can tell it about the exception. I want to throw illegal argument exception, illegal state exception, like that. And I want to see the behavior of my code. Like, this is powerful feature many people don't use. Also, there is something related to evaluate expression. You can evaluate expression at this stage with the parameters that are provided here. If you go, let me just give you an example here. Let me add the breakpoint here, and then let me go to the next breakpoint. Okay, these are the breakpoints that are there. Let me resume the program here, and it will go to the next breakpoint. As you can see here, at that stage, I can execute some specific stuff. I want to see what is the name, what is the current name that I'm passing, right? I can do the following, and where is that? Evaluate expression. I want to print, for example, the name, because I have the name at that stage. I can evaluate it, and boom, it is undefined. Okay, because it didn't recompose yet or something. Okay, this is resulting to compose something maybe, because the name should be Android here, but I don't know why it got undefined. That's weird. I'm not sure why something like that is happening. Let me do log d evaluate. It is 1. That's weird. That's pretty weird, because okay, it is okay. This is stupid. Sorry, yeah, you should do the name like that, because once you evaluate it, you will get it, because it will tell you the result of calling println, which is undefined because it's unit. Okay, that's stupid from my side. Sorry. That's the thing. You can evaluate stuff here, and you see the result right there. That's cool approach in order to check deeply what is happening. So I can get the name, I can get the modifier. Like, usually all of those are here, are part of here. But let's say you want to run custom operation. At this stage, you can use this one. You can use this evaluate expression. You can reset frame, get thread dump. Like, these are some advanced stuff. But with this tool, actually mastering the tool will allow you to do many things, and it will allow you to debug the bugs easily and effectively. Okay, the last thing I want to show you, which are bookmarks. A lot of people don't use that feature. Like, let me tell you that what's the problem. The problem is problem of navigation, because once you are trying to solve what is going on, you are going to manage multiple files. And inside those files, you don't have the time to remember at which line I added this line statement, I added this print, I added this thing. So you want to use some kind of bookmarks, okay? The bookmarks are like simple stuff featured by IntelliJ, of course, or Android Studio. Here, I want to add, let's say I was working at this line, and I was working at this line, for example, and analytics service, I working on this line, okay? Of course, you can use Control E to see recent files, and in recent files, you can go directly like that to the files. That's fine, and a lot of time it will get you back to where you were exactly at which position. Especially, you can use Control-Shift-E. It will tell you like the recent locations. You can go to recent locations, like I was working on this one. It will give me directly to that. But one other thing I can use is bookmarks. The reason simply, I can press F11 here. It will add a bookmark here, right? Then I can, let's say I'm working here on this one. I can add F11 here. Now, what you can do, you can press Shift F11. You can go to your specific bookmarks that are specific to this bug, because when dealing with this bug, you are going to navigate between many files at many locations. And with this kind of approach of navigating, it will make it much, much simpler for you. This is a powerful feature, but a lot of people don't use it, because this is it. Like, you need to understand the idea you are having, because it has many features that are designed specifically for developer productivity. And many of us don't like, including me, every time I learn something new. This is why I have dedicated time for learning such a thing, because I know investing time in those things will give me some tools that I can gain time with it, okay? So this is pretty interesting. It doesn't just work like that. The beauty is that you can add a bookmark annotated. They usually call it mnemonic bookmark. Simply, you can press here, left, and you can add this bookmark, which is Control F11. When you press on it, you can tell it is 5, give it number 1 or 2, and here you can give it a small description, for example, like this line is about the amount, for example, like you can give it a name, okay? Press enter. Here you will see 2. Let's say I'm working here and I want to go directly to 2. You can press command with a number of 2, and boom, it will directly put me here. This is a great feature like many of us don't use. And with this in mind, you can set multiple location. Like, let's say that this is 1. I can press it, add it, the 1 here, let's call it the first thing. And then I can go to 2 and 1 immediately without doing anything. Control 1 and 2. I don't know, will it work with, let's say that I'm using another bookmark here. Let's say it would work with W, because a lot of times Control W won't work. Exactly, it won't work because with W, usually I have another shortcut, okay? But usually with those number, it's fine, it will work. All right, so these are related to bookmarks. And here, for example, there is a tab called bookmark. And you can go to the bookmark to see where all you have your bookmark. Okay, this is related to wrong use case because it's project, but the beauty, you can create your specific lists. Let's call it bug bookmark. And then you can drag specific stuff to that place, which is a powerful thing to organize yourself. And one of the main features that I was looking for, I didn't understand it is part of this thing. I have all of these files. They are related. I don't want to close them, right? I don't want to close them because they are related to my bug. What I can do, I can click here and you see this bookmark open tabs. Like all those open tabs, I will bookmark them and I can give them a list in a new list called, let's say this is the time to shut the PC, go to sleep. So tomorrow you can reopen them. A lot of the time, it's going to be there. But sometimes you switch to another branch to fix other bug or implement something else, for example. So you reopen many other files that are unrelated to the bug you are doing right now. So you can give it bug 115. Okay, like everything here, it is part of that bug. And what you can do, this is the thing, you can bookmark file also. I forget to tell you that. You can bookmark whole files, right? And then what I can do, let's say I close everything, I can go here and then open all bookmark file and boom, everything will be opened. This is not how to solve the bug, but when doing the navigation to investigate what is happening, you need this sort of techniques in order to make this process faster and doesn't consume a lot of energy and time from your side, okay? So that's it for this video. I hope I shared some of the tactics and tips and tricks I use every day as part of my Android development job in order to solve bugs, investigate bugs, and also determine what is causing what thing. Okay, so that was some kind of random tips and tricks. I hope one of those will be very good for you. Thank you very much for watching this video to the end. Again, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and always see you in the next videos. Salam alaikum.